Hi everybody, Brett back, Altitude Scale Modeling with another old school sprue review. This time we're going old school Eduard with Airfix plastic. And I'm told that this Lightning was one of the best kits Airfix ever did. So adding in Eduard's bits can only make it better. Beautiful box art on the front. Mark 1A and Mark 2. Let's see, we've got 4 schemes on it. Beautiful red tail, blue tail, yellow and black tail, and then a camo version. Number 19 Squadron Fuselage. I'm sure I'm spelling that wrong, or pronouncing that wrong, duh. Kit number 1134. And scale plastic kit. Comes with mask, photo etch parts, resin parts. Here's what it comes with in the kit. Detail accessory from the Brazen line, impressive photo etch, mask, and a decal sheet for 4 attractive markings. So, I have not looked in this. Let's open her up. A couple things out of the way. Looks like it's in resealable bags. 4 sprues. The canopy glass. I bought this kit used from the auction on Flory Models. I believe this was Nathan's kit. Now it's Brett's kit. So, get this stuff out of the way, instructions and color callouts out of the way, and start right here. With some wings and some fuselage parts and some clear parts. Alright, here are the wings. They're scuffed up, they've been in the bag, rubbing against each other, but they've got nice detail. I would clean up all these ejector pin marks on here because they look to be sticking up and they may cause an issue. Good plastic, Airfix General Soft Plastic. 2 different tails, of course, 2 different versions. Nice panel lines, not overly done. Good access hatch detail. You see the way the plastic goes in and makes these kind of snake-like things, but they're perfectly smooth. Just how the plastic flowed in there when they were making it. Alright, and fuselage halves. This is a pretty big aircraft, and this does have some really good detail on it. All the access hatches have the access screws on them. Good panel line detail. 1997 was when this was made by Airfix. You can see right there. Airfix 1997. So, this kit is old. 24 years old. If my math is correct, and I believe it is in this case. So, if you've never built or seen this kit, and if you can find one, I hear wonderful things about it. Either the Airfix version or the nice Eduard version. Okay, and here are the tops of the wings. Again, a little bit scuffed up because they've been rubbing in a bag, but they're not scratches you can feel, they're just scuffs that can be polished out. And you can see how they're going to fit in there. And again, you've got some raised ejector pin marks all over this. You're going to want to make sure aren't going to interfere. Alright, that's the fuselage bag. This bag So Something came out. It does look like a part, so I'm going to keep that and put it back in the bag. This one has linear bay doors and flaps. There is, maybe that's an ejector pin mark. It's not very noticeable. Just a few swipes will clean that up. These are all clear. These again, these are raised, so you're going to want to clean them up so you get a good tight fit. Show you that. Show you that. You can see right in there, very center, a very slight ejector pin mark, and those with none. Turn them over. No real detail, but nicely molded. These do have a little bit of detail, and nicely molded. Here we have the intake and the engine. And it looks like leading edge slats. And the horizontal stabilizers. So, in the intake, there are big ejector pin marks, which if you think you're going to see it, you're going to need to clean up. A little bit of detail inside the engine. Lots of flash on the sprue, but not on the parts. Except this one right here has got a big chunk of flash on it. But I do not know, maybe the instructions will tell me. Okay, the instructions do tell me this was made in 2009. So Eduard made this kit 12 years after these molds were released, which could explain some of the flash. Refueling probe, there's a pilot in this one. Some of the missiles. Front landing gear leg. Some antennas. One of them came off of there. A little bit of burring on there. You're going to have to clean up on all of these round parts, but nothing major. There's your pilot. Typical 90s Airfix pilot. Definitely don't want your pilot sitting all by himself because he doesn't have a BAC. And lastly on these is your cockpit, your ejecting seat, your wheels that comes in halves, engine nozzles. Your front wheel is one piece. Instrument panel, there's flash on these parts, these doors here, and on these little parts here. So, cockpit tub, seat back, rings for the engine nozzles, wheels, sides of the ejector seat, instrument panel, front combing. There's no weight on the wheels. Your ejector handles. Here's your back part of your seat right there. Okay. There's a set of clear parts that just has lights and stuff on it. It's a little scuffed up, but nothing, a little polishing won't hurt. A little distorted. But, you know, easy to mask up, and it comes with a mask set. Just polish it out, mask it, paint it. Won't cause a problem at all. I'm putting this in this bag. Regular, typical Eduard mask set, wheels, and canopy. Color photo etch set for the cockpit. Now you're going to match that color to the cockpit color. There's your harnesses. And there's some exterior details, including afterburner rings. If you're familiar with Eduard PE, you know it's good quality PE. These were, usually have a date on them too. Yep, 2009. And it comes with a resin seat and a few other little resin bits. So you won't even be using that seat, you'll be using this seat along with those harnesses. There was a little extra decal sheet. We'll look at the big one in a minute. Here's your color callouts. A, alright. B, I like the red. I like the blue better. And I like this one most of all. Olive drab dark green. So I would probably do that one. Here's your decal sheet, printed by Cartograph. So you know they should be good even though they're 13 years old. Walkways. Color looks good, and there's no decal carrier film anywhere around, just like you would expect from a Cartograph decal sheet. Everything looks to be in register. All set up nice. And instructions. Typical Eduard instructions. These are the old ones. The new ones are much better. There's your sprue map. And your color callouts, which are pretty much just guns. You're going to start with the seat. Of course, it's showing using the resin seat. I'm sure you could figure out how to put the regular seat together if you want to use that. Cockpit showing where all the PE goes. And the colors that go along with painting it. Your engine detail. It's not showing any PE for the engine, it looks like. Yeah, there are for the afterburner rings. Your nozzle for your intake. If this is in the way, you may not have to worry about cleaning up because you won't see in there anyway. And you're doing your wings, putting on your tails, your elevators, your various other outside parts, masking up the canopy, putting parts into the canopy. There's your wheels going in after you've got it all together, so you don't have to worry about painting. And over here is adding your other wheels and all the other bits and bobs and weapons and fueling probes and all that good stuff that make an aircraft an aircraft. And there's your stencil data. So, there you have it. It's been a while since we've done an old school sprue review of the Eduard Electric BAC Lightning Mark 1A, Mark 2. Like I said, this would probably be the scheme I would do. I don't know when I'll build this though, but it will be on the list someday. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Have a good day.